Winter is coming, and I want you to know that when it comes, I want you prepared.
Storms are coming.
You've heard me talk about the fourth turning, and I was lucky enough back in 1993, 94, I had the privilege of working with the President of the United States, Bill Clinton.
But I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
And you couldn't do this today, but simultaneously I was working with the Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, on the other side.
A few years ago, I co-chaired a United Nations Reform Task Force with former Democratic Majority Leader George Mitchell. And after several years of looking at the UN, I can report to you that it is sufficiently corrupt and sufficiently inefficient that no reasonable person would put faith in it.
I can feel it in my bones, but I ain't running.
I literally left the White House, went over, passed across the Capitol, and worked on the other side on the same day.
I've been running way too long.
And the reason I mention it to you is Bill Clinton was the first person who told me about this book called Generations by Strauss and Howe. And this book was basically 500 years of Anglo-American history, and it showed that history is shaped by generations and generations are shaped by history. It was a fascinating book.
Once you strike that match.
And it talked about, the book was written in 1991, that in 2020 there'll be this crisis that we'll be facing.
There ain't no turning back.
China has identified the cause of the mysterious new virus.
Coronavirus.
Good evening. Indeed, I did have a relationship with Ms. Lewinsky that was not appropriate. In fact, it was wrong.
Gonna burn this whole world down.
It was predicted because of how generations raise the next generation, how we then interpret history. You can have events, but they're interpreted differently by a different model of the world. And I thought it was fascinating. And then in 1997, I was going to Borders bookstore, one of those places, and I always go by the bin where the non-popular books are because I'm a contrarian. And it was in that thing, like marked down 70% or 50% or some ridiculous number. And I picked up the book, and it was Strauss and Howe again. And I picked up this book, and it's been one of the guidebooks for me to understand what the hell's happening in our world ever since.
That's torture. That is the New World Order.
If you're told the lie enough times, it becomes part of your reality.
That is the New World Order.
And if enough people are taught that lie, well, now it becomes part of the culture.
That is the New World Order.
And if that culture then passes that misinformation along to the next generation,
that is the New World Order.